Saved by the bell yesterday, ladies and gentlemen. We did it again. We had the Yankees 5% bow and arrow shot. Never gets old saying it, Nick. We're going to say it again. Another winning day in the books.
It's all that matters. Winning days. Keep stacking them, baby. Let's go.
More importantly, Nick, last night, 8-unit game of the year, baby.
3-0 finish. The Edmonton Oilers, baby, with ease. We did not trail whatsoever. I think a minute and 20 seconds. They got that first goal, and we didn't look back. Got the job done. Game of the year cashed in the books. Hopefully all you guys cashed in with me. But we're hot, baby. Griff, how you feeling right now?
Dude, I'm feeling great. And you know what? I want to touch up on this 8-unit play of the year selection type of situations. You guys have no idea. I'm going to talk about this for a quick second. How much pressure these plays entail. I did not hear a damn text message from Nick the entire game yesterday. This is a game where you don't call your buddies. You don't call your family. You don't call anybody. You go in the basement, you lock the door, and you don't say a damn word. That is how much pressure is inside of an 8-unit game of the year. Nick, hell of a play yesterday. I tailed it as well. I cashed, you cashed. Great 8-unit play of the year, baby. Caps off to you. But now, we're back in action. You guys already know. It's the Dirty 630 show. Another winning day in the books. Call it 1% profit. Backbone did it again for us. We are now up 70% on the Dirty 630 show, dating back to 4 Mondays ago. Absolutely on fire right now. Before we get any further, I do want to let you guys know this show is recorded Monday through Friday. We try to get it up by 1 p.m. Eastern time. Tomorrow, we will be traveling, so we will be not having a Dirty 630 show. So the boys will be back in action tomorrow or on Thursday. My apologies, ladies and gentlemen. Thursday at 1 p.m. Eastern time. So stay tuned. Now, before we go any further, Nick, you already know about the last night's 8-unit game of the year. What else did you have on tap, and what do you got going out today over at Doc Sports?
Yeah, smack that Oilers game. Got off to a good start right there, and then 2-0 on the baseball diamond, plus 600. Had a good day there. Good day all around, honestly, and we won our NBA. Had the Minnesota Timberwolves there, got the job done. So all across the boards, we're hot, and we're going to continue staying hot today, though. Lower volume. We're going to be cool, calm, and collective here, folks. We got 2 plays on the baseball diamond. I have a 4-unit on the ice as well, and then a 2 units in the NBA. So small volume today. Tomorrow I will have a top play in the NHL. I'm liking the card a lot better. But Griff, what do you got going on today?
Yeah, so yesterday, we'll start off with yesterday. Real happy with Nick. I hope you guys are all as well. I tailed him. I had a 7-unit on that Oilers play. He sent me the text in the morning, said he's corking it. I said, you know what, I'm tailing, and I'm throwing a G baby at it. Cashed out a G on top of that and that 7-unit play. So we got that 7-unit winner. NBA, we did fall yesterday. Not happy about it by any means. I had the under 200.5 points in that Golden State Minnesota game, and I predicted it spot on. As far as I expected a very competitive matchup, and I expected it to be tight all game long. The only thing was everybody scored a damn bucket. Every time I looked, it was another 3, another 3, another 3. We're back in action today in NBA. We're going to get right back on the totem pole. We've got a 4-unit best bet. That play goes off at 7 p.m. Eastern time tonight. That is a side play, not a totals play. I'm pissed off at totals right now. We're not going to mess around with those. MLB, 2 plays today, 6 units in total, a 4-unit and a 2-unit. Passing on soccer today, getting ready to cork a 7-unit play on Thursday. So tap into that by all means. Tonight, though, big play, 7-unit best bet on the daily prop side of things. I have a player prop in that playoff matchup that goes off at 7 p.m. Eastern time. That's part of a 3-play card. If you guys want to get on any of our selections for absolutely free today, head on over to docsports.com/free60. There you can go grab yourself a free $60 account. You could use that free $60 on our premium selections, our absolute best bets for free. Nick mentioned he had low volume today. Doesn't matter. The kid's absolutely steamrolling right now. You guys want to jump on his play? Do so by all means. If you guys want to jump on my plays, well, I'm due for a big one. Jump on by all means, docsports.com/free60. Now, with that being said, I have to say the comment yesterday, I said, please, everybody, drop some garlic in there for Nick's sauce. And I mean, that absolutely.
We got saucy in the comments.
We got extra saucy, extra dirty in the 630 today. Do us a favor, ladies and gentlemen. Drop a bomb in there for that 8-unit smackdown. Nick, What type of sauce we rolling out for
We're
today?
going right back to it. It was a winning day yesterday. We got to do it again.
More
Parmesan
garlic?
garlic. Here we go with a Parmesan. Get it out. Get it spicy. Get it saucy, baby. We got 4 parlays in this system. We have two-team parlays. We have 1 3-team parlay and 1 Hail Mary. Granddaddy of them all, our 4-team parlay. Griffin and I will always go off increments of $100. Stick to that risk. We are fighting here this week, but we will have a big day, and we will capitalize. Just stick to that risk. Stick with us. You've seen it's been profitable over the last 3 weeks. I think you're up 70%. But our backbone, our whale bet, that's been our bread and butter. Griff, talk to me about it.
I'm gonna break this down right now, but I have to say, ladies and gentlemen, we are absolutely screeching right now. This week, Monday and Tuesday, we've dropped all of our parlays, but we've managed to win the backbone, the bread and butter, which I'm gonna explain to you guys right now. But we're ready to cork. We are right on that cuff before we absolutely erupt.
Been getting clipped by
70%.
1 or 2 games. We've been getting clipped, so we're right there, folks.
We need to end this week up 100% on this show, and that means cashing a 4-teamer and a 3-teamer. We got to get it done today. But the whale bet with that, Nick's got currently, as he just mentioned, we give out 4 parlays on this show. Each one of those parlays, you will be risking 1%. And then we will give out an individual selection shot. That will be your 5% whale bet. So if you are risking $5, dating back to when we started this show, and I'll get into volatility in a minute, but if you've been if you've been risking $1 dating back, $5 dating back to February at 1%, that should still be your $5 at 1%. And if your $25 was your 5% bow and arrow shot, it should still be $25 to this day. Our backbone is our bread and butter. Prime example, Monday and Tuesday, as I mentioned, lost all of our parlays, but we still managed to win both of those days with the Yankees back-to-back, cashing 1% in each day. We entered this show on Monday up 68%. We are currently up 70%. Now it is time. Let's get locked. Let's get loaded. It is time, baby. Parlay time.
Parlay time.
Ready to roll. We're going. We're on the diamond. We got the Pittsburgh Pirates rolling into New York to play the Mets. Mets minus 250 on the money line. Total sitting at 7.5. We have a very low total here tonight with Senga and Keller on the bump tonight. I'd love to back Pittsburgh here tonight, but they just continuously fail to score runs offensively. Cody Senga gets to start for New York. He's got a 1.16 ERA and 38.2 innings of work. New York, they're a dominant 16-4 at home. They're 6-4 in their last 10 games. Currently on a 2-game winning streak. Don't overthink it. Take the Mets here on the run line. Odds of minus 115 for game number 1. Nick, game 2.
Game 2 on the diamond, we got the Chicago White Sox and the Cincinnati Reds here. Cincinnati Reds laying juice here, minus 200 on the money line. That total sitting at 9.5. The White Sox, they won 2 out of 3 games this weekend against the Miami Marlins at home, while the Reds, they just lost on Sunday to the Houston Astros 6-0. Andrew Abbott will be back on the mound here for the Reds. He's 2-0 this season, 24 innings of work with an ERA sitting at a 2.25 here at his last outing. He looked really sharp against the Atlanta Braves. He went 5 innings of work, 4 hits, no earned runs. Now he's got one of the worst offenses in baseball here, the Chicago White Sox, with Canning on the mound. I think the Reds produce runs here early. Give me the Cincinnati Reds on the run line, minus 1.5 over the Chicago White Sox. So for our first 2-team parlay, we are taking the New York Mets minus 1.5, and we are taking the Cincinnati Reds minus 1.5 at odds of plus 265, ladies and gentlemen. Let's head on over to our second 2-team parlay, staying on the diamond. We got the St. Louis Cardinals and the Philadelphia Phillies here. The Phillies minus 150 on the money line. That total sitting at 7.5. The Cardinals, they won game 1 of this series yesterday, 3-2. Now in game 2, it will be a rubber match here between the Cardinals and the Phillies, as the Cardinals have Sonny Gray on the mound. He's got a record of 4-1 on the season. He'll be matched up here against Jesus Luzardo for the Phillies. He's a 3-0 record this season. I think it's going to be a bounce back game here, though. At home, the Cardinals don't play good on the road. They got the win in game 1. I think the Phillies bounce back in game 2. Give me the Phillies money line over the St. Louis Cardinals here in game 1. Griff, hit it with game 2.
Game 2, staying on the diamond. Tampa Bay Rays rolling into Toronto to play the Blue Jays. Blue Jays minus 130 on the money line. Total sitting at 7.5. We have another low total here sitting at 7.5 runs. Baz gets to start for Tampa Bay with a 4.93 ERA. Barros gets to start for Toronto with a 3.86 ERA. This is an immediate trap incentive. You have 2 pitchers with high ERAs and a low total sitting at 7.5. Toronto, they're currently 12th in batting average, and Tampa Bay is hitting 241 as a team. Give me the under 7.5 runs here, as I expect this to be a tight, low-scoring matchup. So for our two-team parlay, we'll be taking the Phillies on the money line. We'll be taking
baby.
under
Come
7.5 runs between the Tampa Bay Rays and the
Big
Toronto
day.
Blue Jays. Odds of plus 215. Now, before we get into our three-team parlay, always doing it again. Volatility of this system, ladies and gentlemen. As you guys know, we could have gotten absolutely rinsed for 18% this week alone if we did not cash those two bow and arrow shots. You need to stick to the system and stick to the script. And that goes back to me saying, if your 1% was $5 dating back all the way to February, it should still be $5. Do not change a thing. And your $25 at 5% as your bow and arrow shot should still be $25. Do not change a thing. This system goes up, down, up, down. It's peaks and valleys. My voice cracked. It's peaks and valleys. When we are low, we just want to chip to get ourselves back in a profit. And when we're up like this, where we are right now, we want to hit them hard, and then we want to rinse our accounts. We're up 70%. We cash another 25% within the next 2 days. We're rinsing these accounts again, ladies and gentlemen. Back in action. We are on the NBA hardwood three-team parlay. We've got the Denver Nuggets rolling into OKC to play the Thunder. Thunder laying 10.5, total sitting at 221.5. We have a series split at 2-2. OKC, they're laying a large number here at 10.5. They went a dominant 35-6 at home this season. Now they're playing in a do-or-die situation in front of their fans at Paycom Center. I believe this to be a one-sided game in OKC's favor. Give me the under 221.5 total points in tonight's matchup. Nick, game 2.
Game 2, going back to the diamond, we got the New York Yankees again and the Seattle Mariners here. That total sitting at 7.5. The Yankees slight favorite here. We got a rubber match, though, folks, tonight. The Yankees got Max Fried on the mound. He's 6-0 this season. His ERA, it's just over 1 at a 1.05. Absolutely sensational for Max Fried. And he'll be matched up against the Mariners. Woo, 4-1 record. It's a rubber match. Like I said, two very good pitchers going head-to-head. I know it's going to be low scoring, but the Yankees did us good back-to-back days. The public's going to be all over these New York Yankees, folks. Take the Seattle Mariners plus money over the New York Yankees for game number 2. Game number 3, back to the hardwood floor. In that same game, we got the Denver Nuggets and the Oklahoma City Thunder. Minus 10.5 are these Oklahoma City Thunder. The total sitting at 221.5 this series. Like Griff said, it's tied, headed back to OKC. The last time the Thunder played at home, they scored 149 points in front of their home fans. Denver's going to be a little tired here tonight. I think the Nuggets are going to be a little worn out here. I think the Thunder lay the wood. Minus 10.5 over the Denver Nuggets with the Thunder, baby. Take the Thunder minus 10.5 over the Denver Nuggets. So for a three-team parlay, we are taking the Seattle Mariners money line. We are taking the Oklahoma City Thunder minus 10.5, and we are taking the under 221.5 total points in the Denver Nuggets and Oklahoma City Thunder at odds of plus 620, ladies and gentlemen. Now, let's go to our Hail Mary, our granddaddy of them all. Let's smack this one this week. We're going on the ice. We got the Winnipeg Jets and the Dallas Stars here. Stars minus 140 on the money line. That total sitting at 5.5. The series right now, 2-1 in favor of the Dallas Stars here tonight. And to me, this is a must-win game for the Jets. You don't want to go back to Winnipeg down 3-1 in this series. They want to go back 2-2. The people think it's going to be a low-scoring game with Dallas's defense and Connor Hellebuck in net, but I don't think so. I think the Winnipeg Jets are going to be very aggressive here on the offensive side. They're going to get their defense to play and to crash the net here. I see a 4-2, 4-3 finish in this one. Take the over 5.5 total goals in the Winnipeg Jets and the Dallas Stars. Griff, hit him with game 2.
Game 2, love this play. We got the Los Angeles Angels rolling into San Diego to play the Padres. Padres minus 225.
I love them all.
7.5. San Diego, they just blew last night's game with a 2-run lead in the 9th inning. Tonight, they're backed up by Dylan Cease. He's got a high ERA on the season, but he's got really nasty stuff when he's locked in. I know Dylan Cease. I watched him with the Chicago White Sox for years on end, and then I watched him with the Padres. This guy's got nasty stuff. His 12-6 is absolute banger when it is on. Los Angeles, they're currently averaging 3.8 runs per game offensively, so we can expect a dynamite night out of Cease tonight. Soriano gets the start for Los Angeles. He's got a high 20-count walk count this season. That is something to keep your eyes on. San Diego, they are currently 2nd in batting average, 7th when it comes to on-base percentage, and 10th in slugging percentage. If Soriano comes out wild tonight, San Diego is going to have bases on, or guys on base, all night long, and they are more than capable of finding a gap and hitting the long ball with that offensive pop and that power. Give me the Padres here on the run line, odds of plus 100. Nick, game 3.
Game 3 going the hardwood floor. We got the Indiana Pacers and the Cleveland Cavaliers. There we go. Said it right. Cleveland Cavaliers minus 7.5. That total is sitting at 229.5. The Pacers got a 3-1 lead coming into this game. They could send Cleveland home tonight. Not home, but done for this season. It's going to go one or two ways. Either Cleveland's going to come out and absolutely score points in the first, and that leads to the Indiana Pacers sitting some guys, getting them rested up for that 6th game. I think this under is the play here tonight to go. It's 229.5. You know, both teams like to score here. They're very high paced, but I think it's going to be more defensive focused here, especially if it's a close game with the Pacers keeping up with Cleveland. So take the under 229.5 total points in the Indiana Pacers and the Cleveland Cavaliers game. Griff, hit him with game 4.
Closing it out, game 4, Kansas City Royals rolling into Houston to play the Astros. Astros minus 135 on the money line. Total sitting at 7.5. We have another low total here sitting at, another low total here tonight, and that's because Kansas City can't score runs offensively. Framber Valdez gets the start for Houston with a 2-4 record, and he's got a 3.94 ERA. Framber stuff is nowhere near as nasty as it used to be. Kansas City, they broke out of the rut last night and popped 7 runs and a 7-5 win over Houston. I'm expecting a similar result tonight out of Kansas City offensively. Give me the Royals here, plus 115 to win this game outright. So for our 14 parlay, we're taking over 5.5 goals between Winnipeg and Dallas. We're taking the Padres on the run line. We're taking under 229.5 between Indiana and Cleveland. We're taking the Royals on the money line. Odds of plus 1,480. Let's hit that bastard for 15%. Now, before we get the bow and the arrow out, I want to appreciate everybody for the comments, the feedbacks yesterday, the garlic sauce, everybody. Please, another favor. If you guys were on Nick's 8-unit banger yesterday, drop a money bags in the comment section. Highly appreciate it. And if you guys like the Dirty 630 show, please drop extra Dirty 630 and throw a bomb in there for me. I will really appreciate it, and I will get back to everybody on those comments. And once again, just so you guys know, we get this show recorded Monday through Friday by 1 p.m. Eastern time. We will not be in tomorrow. We'll be back in action on Thursday. So make sure to turn on those notifications and smash that subscribe button. That way, every single time we drop another Dirty 630 show, you guys are notified. Now, getting back into action, it's time. Nick's already pulling it out. We're getting the bow and the arrow out, baby. This is the most insane trap game I've seen all year long. Minnesota Twins rolling into Baltimore to play the O's. O's minus 130 on the money line, total sitting at 9.5. All right, so if this game doesn't spell trap, I don't know what the hell does. Baltimore is 15-24 on the year. They're dead last in the AL East. Minnesota, they're now 21-20 on the year. They've won 8 games in a row. They're 8-2 in their last 10 games. Baltimore has Cade Povich on the bump with a 1-3 record and a 5.55 ERA. Why in the hell is Baltimore minus 130 on the money line? Minnesota plus value on an 8-game winning streak? I never counter trend wager, ever. But this is an absolute trap by the books, and we're avoiding it tonight, baby. Get the bow, get the arrow out. We are taking the Baltimore Orioles money line minus 130 to snap this 8-game winning streak and splatter the books, baby. Boom,
Simply said right there. Griff said it all here. This is absolutely a trap. The Baltimore Orioles 15-24 here face the Minnesota Timberwolves, Minnesota Twins team on an 8-game winning streak here, 8-2 in their last 10 games. Yeah, right. Give me the Baltimore Orioles here over the Minnesota Twins for our 5% whale bet, baby. Boom!
Boom! Rocked it up, baby. Recap time. All right, let's roll. I'm going to slow my breath here. It's been getting really hard to close because my heartbeat goes up to here, and then I got to calm down. All right, so we're going to calm for a second. Deep breath. Recap time. All right, let's do it. Recap. Parlay number 1. Take the Reds on the run line. Take the Mets on the run line. Odds of plus 265. Parlay number 2. Take the Phillies on the money line. Take under 7.5 runs between Tampa Bay and Toronto. Odds of plus 215. Parlay number 3, take the Mariners on the money line. Take the Thunder, lay the 10.5 points. Take under 221.5 between Denver and OKC. Odds of plus 620, 14 parlay. Take over 5.5 goals between Winnipeg and Dallas. Take the Padres on the run line. Take under 229.5 between Indiana and Cleveland. Take the Royals on the money line. Odds of plus 1,480. And then the bow and the arrow, the one we live and die by, our bread and butter, life savior. We're taking the O's on the money line. Odds of minus 130, baby. Boom! And as always, we appreciate everyone continuously tuning into the Dirty 630 show. Comments, feedback, all of that good stuff. If you guys tailed Nick's 8-unit game of the year yesterday, drop a money bag sign in there. If you guys like this show, comment, please, extra dirty 630, and throw in a fire sign in there or a bomb. We would we would heavily appreciate it. But with all of that being said, we will not be in action tomorrow. So remember, turn those notifications on because the boys will be back in action on Thursday at 1 p.m. Eastern time. But as always, we are DocSports.com. I'm Griffin Murphy. Alongside me to my right or left is Nick Menken. Boys will be back in action on Thursday. So we appreciate you guys tuning in. And as always, this is Dirty 630, Doc Sports, best place to be. See you guys soon.